Hi, my name is Sam Campos. I'm here to tell you about Dragonfly and how it came to be. Years ago, as a joke, I created a superhero at Kahuku High School called Pineapple Man. I never thought it would go beyond that, but it did. And I published that character years later, and to my surprise, it was well received. It would later lead to work in Hollywood. Working in Hollywood was great. Over the years, I've been lucky to work with a lot of great actors and talented people, but it wasn't home, so I decided to leave and return. A lot of the people I worked with thought I was nuts to leave LA. They were asking me, what are you going to do in Hawaii? It's a good question. What was I going to do? I decided to create an opportunity for myself and anyone else crazy enough to follow me on that journey. No matter what, I knew this wouldn't be an easy task. I never had done anything like this, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. But I did know who I wanted to work with, and that was Cole Ribe. I wanted to create a series featuring him that took place in Hawaii. With no financial backing, in order to get someone to pick you up, you needed to have a great story with a great star and interesting designs. So I created a character for Cole and spent the next several months sitting at my drawing table, after work, on weekends, during holidays, late nights, and I used things that influenced me as a child for the designs, as well as stories from my heritage. Once I had that down, the next step was to actually build it. I had designed stuff for movies before, but never had to make it myself, so this would be a new experience. The first helmet came out okay, but it wasn't exactly like my drawing was, but it was something to start with. The next thing was to do was build a body. A friend of mine had a precast company and offered to help. He let me use his place at night and sculpted the chest and back for the armor. Things were looking good, but I wasn't satisfied with how the helmet looked. So I took the challenge and sculpted a new helmet. I had never done anything like this before, unless you count the ashtray I made for my mom when I was in the 3rd grade, and she didn't even smoke. I quickly discovered that, like drawing, this was a very time-consuming process, but well worth it. This was a great challenge. I had to learn a whole new skill set, from sculpting to making molds and working with fiberglass. I sanded for a whole year. A lot of people don't believe I did that, but I did. I'm thankful to my friend for providing me with the materials and the space to work with. The other skill I picked up was learning how to airbrush. I was scared that I would screw it up, but it worked out and it was a lot of fun. Making the other pieces of the armor was cool as well. It was kind of scary because I didn't know if they would fit. Even though I was afraid to do it, I'm really glad that I decided to sculpt a new helmet. I had no idea that I could do such a thing. The helmet was better than the first, but we quickly discovered that we now had a size problem. This was something I would figure out how to fix later. What you're looking at right now are the test shots of the incomplete armor, and it would stay that way for a long time because we didn't know how to finish it. But because of this photo shoot, we were able to make a really cool proof of concept poster that we had hoped would help us get financed. In the meantime, I was looking for ways to refine the design. I came across a company called Rapid Technology. They were able to take my drawings and the existing helmet to help me find a way to fine-tune the design and get the exact kind of details that I wanted this character to have. So I then once again hit the drawing board and came up with a better design. What we ended up doing was using a combination of fiberglass and 3D printed parts to make a complete costume. From these parts, we were able to have them duplicated in film. We were the first to use 3D printing to make costumes, even before Iron Man. Isn't that funny? A movie with a $140 million budget made the costumes the old school way. But thanks to my friends at Rapid, our no-budget production had a state-of-the-art costume, made in Hawaii. For the Owl Guardian, I had similar challenges. I made a helmet but wasn't completely happy with it, so it was back to the drawing board. I did a ton of drawings before I found something I really liked. Then I went back to sculpting, making molds, and working with fiberglass. This time I had friends to help me and paint the parts. Another friend created the owl helmet based on my drawings, and it turned out great. Lucky for me, there were people helping me that saw the value of my efforts and donated their time and materials to help me make this happen and create an opportunity for ourselves. Remember that helmet problem we had? Because we can now scan the actor's head, we can make sure the helmet will fit whoever it was made for. Even with no budget, I felt like we were ahead of the game and was now able to make an awesome costume come to life using high-tech equipment from my friends at Rapid Technology. The last character we were working on was a Shark Guardian. We did the same thing. We were able to take my design into the computer and really hammer out what I wanted. A lot of time, a lot of effort was spent. Lots of late nights at the drawing board or sanding and painting in my garage. Not only did I have to create characters, write scripts, design things, I also had to think about locations and needed to create a few villains for the characters to fight. The Kamoni evolved to more practical costumes that I could easily slap together myself in order to help us get financing. We shot a demo reel, got letters of intent from known actors, and put together an investor budget package. Two of the actors that signed on board were both childhood heroes of mine, Ban Daisuke and Ikeda Shinsuke, better known as Jiro and Ichiro, the Kikaider brothers. I was blown away at the enthusiasm and support. It was a dream come true. Everything looked great, but time and time again, we were faced with not being good enough simply because we were from Hawaii. Only and if only we would abandon our state, lose our cast, and change everything about our story. Then, and only then, we would get funding. While producers were deciding on what to do with us, I got a phone call early in the morning, June 11th, 2010. Ikeda had passed away. He was always telling me how excited he was about the project, about doing a tokusatsu in Hawaii, and he loved the character concept that I had created. He was still strong and young enough to do action stuff. He was even kind enough to ask people to support me at events and even during a television interview. I had a great story to tell with his character, and now that would never come to pass. This was devastating. On June 19, 2010, a few people here that were friends with Ikeda, and some that just knew him from his work, we got up at the crack of dawn and drove to the North Shore to pay him respect. It was after that I realized it would be up to me to make this happen, with or without a studio's help. So I got my cast and crew together and asked them if they wanted to go ahead and try to do something with Dragonfly. They had all worked so hard to prepare for this project. We did a lot of rehearsals and martial arts training. It would be terrible to lose all that time and do nothing. Whatever we made would only be a fraction as cool of the original though, especially with no equipment to shoot with. Even with that said, to my surprise and delight, they all agreed to do so. We had a little fundraiser and a small investment made to us. With this, we were able to purchase a used camera and supplies to do a bare bones production. Sheer determination was been driving this project. That and the unfailing support from my cast and crew. Based on my experience and the combined skills from everyone involved, we've been able to put something together and show you what we can do. With no budget, we pressed on. We would get together when we could and shoot on weekends, after work, late nights, and holidays. We shot with whatever was available to us, from a small Sony hand cam to a cell phone. I kid you not. Whatever it would take to get the characters out there. I believe in this project, and I believe in the people supporting it. Thank you so much for taking the time to hear our story and seeing our efforts. It's far from perfect, but we're doing the best we can with what we have. Follow your dreams. Aloha.